For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
I watch y'all coming here for years, because you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You gonna pick that phone up one day, and that girl gonna be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Because ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
We Tennesseans all have a choice to make in our fight against COVID-19.
I choose to enjoy live music.
I choose to cheer on my team.
I choose to go out.
I choose to stay healthy.
I choose to celebrate with my family.
The choice is simple. Choose to live your life.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to be filled. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work, Tennessee.
It's not about challenging times
or new normals.
It's about staying true to what matters most.
And we're more committed than ever to your health.
Your safety has always been our top priority.
Times may have changed,
but they haven't changed who we are.
We're here for you every single day.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour. It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
Really good try. There aren't any cops around.
Didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? You are right now?
And we are live. You are now tuned in to Talk Sports Live here on Talk Back Live Network on a Friday, a rainy, a gloomy Friday afternoon. Thank you for joining me, whoever you may be, however you may be checking me out on today. A little bit later this afternoon, a little bit late, put it that way. But we're here, we're live. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, that's starting to, and it will continue to join in on today. If you want to call in, you can do so. Hadn't started on the topic yet, but you can join the conversation, 901-213-6020. Also, you can join in on the conversation in the comments as well, on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, all those platforms currently as well. So, man, so much going on, so much I could get into, so many things that I think would be more appropriate on our shows tomorrow, because there's been a lot of serious things, a lot of tragic things that have happened this week, especially with the shooting in Texas at the school down there, and I definitely want to get more into that on the shows tomorrow with Tom Beck Live, and then let's talk about it as well. So definitely going to talk about that, but definitely thoughts and prayers with those families affected, and to everybody out there, man, because this is a very tough time right now, and I don't care who you are, whether you're related to them or not, or just a human being with empathy. Anybody should, and everybody is feeling some type of way about what happened. And I think this is one of those things that kind of happens that affects everybody, as I said. So, like I said, I definitely didn't want to go without addressing that situation to some degree, but definitely tomorrow I'm going to get a little bit more into that tragedy, and got some special guests on both shows tomorrow. I got a special guest coming up today as well, coming up around 4:30. It's my man Dustin Starr, who is the leader of the new generation of Memphis wrestling that comes on each and every Saturday afternoon on CW30. I'm going to talk to him coming up at about 15 minutes or so. So y'all stay tuned for that. Definitely looking forward to getting his thoughts on all things Memphis wrestling, man. If you don't know that Memphis wrestling is back, it is, and it's been back for a little over a year now. They had their 1 year anniversary several weeks ago. So Dustin's doing it big, man. He's also with the Grizzlies, the Memphis Hustle, the Memphis Redbirds, all those things, man. Dustin is involved in everything. So I want to talk to him coming up shortly in the next 15 minutes or so here on the show. So y'all stay tuned for that. But before then, anything y'all want to talk about, we can do. 901-213-6020 again. The number if you want to join in or just leave a comment. What up, Riddell? See you coming in this afternoon. Memorial Day weekend as well. What y'all got planned? What y'all got planned for Memorial Day? So be sure to let me know, or just the weekend, because we all know Memorial Day weekend is a big weekend as well. No matter where you are, what you're doing, somebody's doing something Memorial Day weekend. So definitely, if y'all want to detail what those plans are, feel free to do that as well. But you know what's interesting, just kind of on the sports tip here, man, and I said this last week, but I feel like ever since I said that, and when some of y'all was still into it, and I get it, you know, the games were a little bit better early in these series. But now that we're kind of reaching the end, you talk about the end of the playoffs, the end of the conference finals. You got Miami and Boston playing. They're the only series that's left before the NBA finals, because the Warriors knocked off the Dallas Mavericks last night, went ahead and finished them off 4-1 in a 5-game series. Not very enjoyable. And to me, again, it's not just being a Grizzlies fan, or a supporter of the team, or because I'm in Memphis. You know, I know some of y'all see the Memphis hat I got on. All of that being said, they just have not been any good to me. I haven't enjoyed it. I like good basketball. I don't care who's in it. You know, of course, I would prefer the Grizz to be playing, you know, Dallas or whoever that is, that it would be in the Western Conference Finals. But if it's good basketball, I'm going to enjoy it. But it just has not been very enjoyable, to say the least. I wanted Dallas and Golden State to be good, but you just saw. You see how great Luka is. Luka is great, but that team is not. You know, they got Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Jalen Brunson, who had a coming out party in these playoffs. But to me, the real Western Conference Finals was Memphis and Golden State, and there's no way around it. I think even if you ask the Golden State Warriors, they would agree that was the case. And even I remember going into the Dallas series, I saw Steph Curry and company basically getting on and talking about, hey, how tough of a test it was against Memphis, how they guarded them, the test of Jaren Jackson Jr. being able to switch and guard everybody on the floor, dealing with Dylan Brooks, dealing with John Morant before he got hurt in this series. That was the real Western Conference Finals, and some may even feel the last real test that the Warriors will face in these playoffs. Now, with that being said, if they end up playing Boston, which I think most of us believe, with the state of the Miami Heat right now, Jimmy Butler hurt, Kyle Lowry hurt, everybody that matters hurt, Tyler Hero is hurt as well for the Miami Heat. Those are their top players. Everybody else that seems to play for the Heat can't hit the side of a barn. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't hit the ocean if they were on a boat. You know what I mean? It's been tough. It's been tough to watch. So I think it's safe to assume, and this is assuming, that Boston is going to be in the NBA Finals to play the Golden State Warriors. Now, they have to finish, I believe the game is tonight in Boston. They got a chance to finish that off in 6. But hopefully that's over with, because I don't think I want to see another game of Boston and Miami. I just don't. The series has been ugly. Even when Miami did win those 2 games, they were blowouts. It's just nothing. The flow has been ugly. It's just bad basketball, to say the least. But I do think if Boston goes ahead and finishes off the Miami Heat, we're going to get some more good basketball once again. Hopefully Boston goes into the next series healthy. Full Jason Tatum, full Jaylen Brown, full Marcus Smart. I know Smart's been dealing with a lot of different injuries, but hopefully he's somewhat good to go by the time the Warriors series comes around. But that's what I want to see. And I think we'll get back to some good basketball, because the interesting thing about that potential matchup is you have a clash of 2 totally different styles with Boston and Golden State. You got Boston, elite level defense, and it's not just hinged on one guy. Even though Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year, the reason why I don't think he should have won it is not because he's not a good defender, a very good defender, but the fact that the defense does not hinge upon Marcus Smart being there. Because as you saw, when Marcus Smart is not in the game, the Boston Celtics defense is still just as formidable as it ever is, or as it ever has been. With Jaylen Brown, like I said, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, guys like that are just menaces, long, athletic, ferocious on defense, with Ime Udoka leading the charge from the head coaching position. It's just an intense defense, and I would love to see how they match up against what the Warriors do. And what we know what the Warriors do, they move the ball. They move. They pass extremely well. They're efficient. Not just, I know when people think about the Warriors, they think, oh, they shoot the ball well. Yeah, they do, but they do a lot more than that. And if you really watch, they move. Like I said, they pass. They don't just stand around waiting on one guy to do something. They are a true definition of a team. And almost an example of the modern day Spurs in some examples, because they play defense pretty well as well. Not as good as they did at their elite back in the day, several years ago, but they're still a very formidable team on both ends of the floor. One thing about the Spurs, when you talk about Ginobili Parker, Tim Duncan, and those guys, they did a lot of those same things. Even though they had a much better post game down low because of Tim Duncan, the Warriors are like the modern evolution of what the Spurs were. Passing, shooting, moving without the ball, cutting to the basket. They do that just as well as anybody. Backdoor cuts. One thing that the Grizz got burned by a lot by the Warriors with those backdoor cuts on the baseline, cutting to the rim in all sorts of directions. Draymond Green playing the point forward from his position, hitting guys in their spots. So I would love to see that contrast of styles, and I think that would be a very good NBA Finals. It could go 7 if all things go well. So, but as of right now, it's been pretty dull. The Grizz get eliminated. Everything got a lot more boring when it came to the playoffs. Now, I'm not going to say, because I saw some people say, hey, these whole entire playoffs have been terrible. No, you can't really say that now. I don't think it's fair to say that. I think the playoffs have been pretty good up until the conference finals. Just like Verdell, just to read his comment here, he says, the conference finals been slaw. No way around it. And I think that's a good point. They've been straight slaw. I'm talking about the slaw that you see on a barbecue sandwich at a lot of restaurants around here. You know, I'm not a fan of slaw on barbecue. I know Bob isn't either. You know what I'm saying? On the pulled pork sandwich, that is. It's not necessary. And this has been that unnecessary slaw in these playoffs, the basketball over the last few days since the Grizzlies got eliminated. So we'll see, man. But I know in just a couple of minutes, going to have Dustin Starr joining me, and we're going to talk some wrestling. May have Bob joining me as well. So it's definitely going to be fun. So y'all stay tuned for that, man. We're going to dive into some Memphis wrestling action. Because, again, in case you don't know, I don't know how you don't know, but Memphis wrestling has been back on TV on a weekly basis every single Saturday at 12 p.m. And we're going to talk to the man leading that charge, the man some people call Memphis Vince, which he said himself, some of the wrestlers have nicknamed him that, Dustin Starr. I'm going to talk the new era of Memphis wrestling coming up soon. But, again, just a couple of minutes left. Y'all give me your comments. How do you feel about these conference finals with the Grizz being gone, with these series being not very evenly matched, so to speak? You know, a lot of blowouts in these series with Dallas and Golden State, with Golden State winning 4-1. Miami and Boston still going on tonight. Could be the final game. Boston with a 3-2 lead over Miami. But even though that looks like on the surface that was a good series, if you've watched the games, which I have, they've not been very entertaining. So y'all give me your thoughts on that. And what do you want to be the NBA Finals? You really don't have a choice as far as one team because Golden State's already there. Who do you want to see face the Warriors? Do you want it to be the Boston Celtics? Do you want it to be the Miami Heat? So going to talk about that. Memorial Day weekend coming up. Hope y'all continue to enjoy that. But we're going to go to a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we should be joined by our special guest. Appreciate a lot of y'all coming in as well. GKP, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Coming in as well as Verdell, as Leon as well, and some more people continuing to file in to the room on this Friday afternoon. So, y'all stick and stay. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right here on Talk Sports Live, here on the Talk Back Live Network. We'll be back. For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
I watch y'all coming here for years because you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You're going to pick that phone up one day and that girl going to be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Because ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max.
time.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to be filled. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work, Tennessee.
If you're scheduling a wedding, a funeral, birthday party, appreciation service, or any other special event, then you'll probably need an experienced singer. Rose Prince has been singing in church choirs since the age of 8. Rose has been in very prestigious choirs where she has been selected to sing lead and on praise and worship teams. Rose has also been enrolled in institutional voice lessons. Book a local singer with a wide vocal range and with a voice as beautiful as a rose. Call Rose Prince at 405-468-4953. That's Rose Prince at 405-468-4953 for your special events.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
And welcome back to the show. Talk Sports Live. And you're joining us, and our special guest will be joining us in just a couple of minutes here. We'll be speaking with Dustin Starr. He's with the Memphis Wrestling, and he's with a lot of things, as a matter of fact. I think Josh said that a little earlier, and he's with the Redbirds, the Grizzlies, and all this other kind of stuff. So he'll be joining us in just a couple of minutes. And Josh,
a lot of things going on in sports.
Yeah, hey, but like you say, man, Dustin's gonna be joining us in a minute. And we were talking a few things earlier, but just real quick, I know it's a sudden thing here. Welcome Bob to the show. I know y'all see Bob in the
building.
There he is. I know he's looking down. There he is. Yeah, he's looking at the camera there to see all y'all beautiful people out there. So shout out to everybody, man. Continuing to come on in. But like I say, Dustin's going to join us in just a minute. Going to talk about the modern day Memphis wrestling movement, not just independently, but they're on TV each and every week. So looking forward to talking with that. And I know, Bob, we actually be sure to watch it every week. Well, it's gotten to that point. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show, as a matter of fact. And I think Dustin Starr is running this organization pretty good. The show pretty good right now, and the wrestling. And let me say this: I have not seen the level of talent of wrestlers that has been in the Memphis area that he brings in. I hadn't seen this in a long, long time. The old guys, the Dundees, the Lawlers, and all this other stuff, these other guys that have been around for years, and they're about pushing 80 years old and still beating up on 25-year-old young wrestlers. That stuff is a thing of the past. Now, Dustin Starr is bringing in a big, big talent from all over the country. I don't know what he's a part of an organization that's helping him, but he's getting these guys from. But man, I'm telling you, this is heavyweight championship wrestling. If you want to see some good wrestling action, this is not the old guys that you saw that was down in South Haven or anything like that they wanted to have the show that they put on. These are real heavy duty guys, and they come in ready to fight. And so, hey, I am impressed with what I see on Memphis Championship Wrestling these days. Memphis Wrestling with Dustin Starr. And before Dustin joins us, Josh, if anybody wants to like to call,
he's lining up here. See him in the lobby.
Okay,
I can tell by the hair, so I'm gonna get him in just a moment.
I don't know what that means, but anyway.
Oh, you know Dustin, always laid, man. With the hair, man. But gonna bring him in just a moment here.
Fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Always, man. Definitely. Now I'm gonna pull something up here real quick, and let's see another comment. People tagging some other people to tune in. Hey, I ain't got a problem with that as well.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of different things, but want to be sure I have the right setup for Dustin and music and video to show here. So let's see. 3, 2, we're doing live production here, guys. So want to make sure
live on the air, so you're seeing it all live,
including Bob and his paper there,
all the way live.
Yes, sir. All right, so I believe we're set now, and let's go.
Papers.
Let's go to.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go to the intro. Here we go.
Here we go. All right, and now, ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the show, we're glad to have him. It's been a while since we've talked to him for live from Memphis Wrestling, and the big things is going on there, and we're going to talk to him right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the show, Mr. Dustin Starr. Did I have to add that, Mr.? Yes, indeed. What? Yes. Good.
What's up, guys? That was great. The intro. I was looking at the intro here, and I was like, "Wow!" Like, because I'm always so in it that when I'm watching it back, man, how cool! You had the Boogeyman on there, Lance Archer, Brian Cage. I mean, the list goes on and on. Thunder Rosa, the world champion.
Oh, absolutely.
Boom! The gun show. Thanks for having me on, guys. We got a big weekend coming up.
Oh man, well, we've got to talk about it. Dustin, let me start it off, man. Let me say this, man. It's been a long time in all the wrestling events that go on around town, and not to knock all these other things. And then the older guys that I mentioned earlier are still trying to make their way in the wrestling business, beating 25 and 30-year-old young men and that type of thing. Man, let me say this, and I am impressed with what you've got going on. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I love the Memphis wrestling that's going down right now in Memphis, Tennessee. You're bringing in some heavyweight. You're bringing in some real guys from all over the country. And man, when I saw that, I said, this guy is for real.
Thank you. No, it's a mixture. It's a mixture. I think early on, we kind of shifted gears a little bit, because at first, when you talk Memphis wrestling, the first thing you think of is the classic guys and what we had in yesteryear and yesterdecade and all that kind of stuff. And then, we started out, and I love all the classic guys to death. I really do. We had Jerry Jarrett, Dave Brown, King Cobra. That's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. And helped us launch this Wrestle Center in our training facility. But then, kind of early on, we realized that some of the people in Memphis like to see those guys on TV from time to time, but they don't necessarily pay their hard-earned money to come see them. And when and that's just a fact of the matter. That's business. I see the numbers, obviously. And then it came a point where we booked the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer. And it was like, whoa, this is the potential here, because the place was standing room only.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've told this story to where I think that's where we learned a lot on those first month or so. And then we were able to shift gears and get some momentum from a guy like Lance Archer. And then from there, it was like, well, wait a second. Things have changed. People want to see the other stuff now. And prime example, a lot of our students are between the ages of 17 and like 22.
Oh, wow.
And they don't know who Dave Brown is, or, it might be somebody that they've heard of. I'm not trying to speak poorly of Dave or anything. It's just the age demographics, age difference. Like I have a son that's 14, and the only reason that he knows who Bill Dundee is because he was in the locker room playing with him.
Yeah.
Or the guys and girls that are at the Wrestle Center, they did not grow up in the heyday of classic Memphis wrestling. Now, should they know who they are? Absolutely. They probably heard the names before, but they watch like we watched. They don't know. They might know Jerry Lawler as an announcer on WWE or something like that, but it's changed, man, and I love it, because a lot of these guys are my friends. Like Archer, I worked with him back in 2010 when I was in WWE. So a lot of these guys, it's like, hey, come work with us, and they love it. So it's just a lot of fun.
Definitely does. And man, it's amazing. I know going back, man, we've done some matches of yours and been around promoting. I'll never forget personally the incidents, if you remember, with Dundee at the old radio station out there with the which was fun. Which was classic, man. I love that. You riding off and Maria with the video and all that.
If we had TV back then, that would have been something that would have been really cool on Memphis television. Instead, we were able to put it on social and YouTube and stuff like that. So some people saw it, but not quite like actually nowhere near like what we have now.
No, not even close. Because I know that would have blown up.
We've got the footage.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get that too.
We're gonna put that up and show the people what happened there.
that was awesome. But man, I know we've talked a ton in the past about, man, would it ever be on TV again? Could this ever happen? I remember talking with you about it on past shows, and Derek and Alan Steele, guys like that. Like, well, maybe. How did it feel, man, to be a part of leading it to actually come to fruition? And now you're over a year in. Is it almost surreal still at this point?
It is. At first, it never really hit me. Things move so fast, and you don't have time to really now it was a plan. So when we started the Championship Wrestling show, and it was syndicated from Hollywood, and we were playing the Hollywood footage, people watched it. We built a really good audience for 3 years. I know there were a lot of naysayers and, that ain't Memphis wrestling, but we never said it was Memphis wrestling. We were just proving concept that if we put wrestling on television in Memphis, then people would watch it. Then based off of day one, year 1, year 2, and building up, we were able to flip during the 100th episode, which was last February, I believe.
Yep.
And we flipped it. We flipped it to be 100% local. That was the goal the whole time. And so then we called it Memphis Wrestling, but I never really realized that I was a Memphis Wrestling promoter until I was in Tops Barbecue with King Cobra. We were eating lunch, and some fans came up and said hello to me, and they were loving King Cobra. And so he introduced me as the Memphis Wrestling promoter. And at first I looked at him like, what did you just say? But it hit me. It was like, he's right, I guess. And so that from there, there's definitely a transition from going to a wrestler to going to, quote, the boss or whatever. Like it's
Memphis Vince. Yeah.
Memphis Vince. Now, Memphis Vince is something that Simon came up with, the posse. We've been doing a little program with them, but the Memphis Vince thing, I think the people that don't like me, like the wrestlers and stuff in the area or whatever that don't necessarily like me because they're not on the show or whatever, I think they're like, yeah, he thinks he's Vince. He thinks he's something. But really, it's kind of like something like a jab that the posse as characters are taking at me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so multiple people are mentioning it. So maybe there's some legs to Memphis Vince.
Hey, look, I love to see Dustin with a Memphis Vince t-shirt when the show
There's
comes.
one available.
Oh, really?
.com/store. You get a
I did
Memphis
not know
there.
That is awesome.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, I am living the dream, guys. Are you telling me, like, seriously, I'm able to do Memphis Wrestling on television full time, along with working with the Grizzlies and the Redbirds. I was just at AutoZone Park last night. Great, nice walk-off home run to win the game.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
doing all that stuff, and then also doing the Memphis Wrestling. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But man, I love it. It beats punching a clock any day of the week, man.
No doubt, no doubt. Talking with Dustin Starr, aka Memphis Vince, in the building, talking with us here, man. And hopefully nobody comes in with some angry comments.
Promoter, that is.
Oh no, read them. I love the angry comments. I love them all. Hey, as long as you're getting a response, that's the thing. As long as people are responding to me, they know who you are. They know what you're doing. They're following it.
Exactly. And that's the important thing. And, I'm going to ask you this. So how is it, with us, I don't act like we were in the business, right, with me and Bob, but we were doing the SGWA for about a year and a half, right? And, and you just kind of see how stuff is, And so I'm curious, how is it tough to get people to, I don't even know if this is the goal really, but is it tough to get other folks to come together kind of on this type of thing when it comes to wrestling, or is that even a goal? Like, because there's so many little promotions around the area, and you got a lot of these guys on the show, and then other guys you bring in. Is it tough to navigate that whole thing, or do you just do what you got to do?
I mean, it's there's not very much gray area when you look at it. A lot of the guys are just never going to work together.
Yeah.
They're just not. And the people that spin off, that were on our show and then spin off and try to do their own show, I think that it's very naive for them to think that after, I've had a 20-year career and I work with a lot of the major sports, all the major sports companies in Memphis, and Maria has a degree in marketing. I have marketing, but it's very naive for them to think that they can do exactly what we're doing, the same level that we're doing it, right at first. I mean, you've got to earn it. You really have. I remember posting YouTube videos on the Memphis Wrestling page and nobody saw it. It was like it was going into a black hole because you have to, and you guys know better than anybody. You have to build the audience. You have to build the audience over several years. So it is tough. So a lot of the guys and gals we've given opportunities to, and it just didn't work out. And so they've gone on to do what we do. And some of them like to chirp and they just wait for us to respond, but we don't. We're not going to respond. It's blinders. I told somebody the other day, go do that, because what we're going to do is we're going to put blinders on. We won't know what you're doing, and then last we're going to beat you. And that's really it. The goal is not really to bring everybody together. I had somebody else mention partnering and going, getting together, and that they could do this, and this. And we already have all that. Why would I need that? Why do I need you? We already have that. We've already built all that. And your core guys are your core guys.
Definitely,
you know, Simon and Lil Chris, I've known my whole life. Me and Simon trained in a barn in Jericho with Outlaw Don Bass over 20 years ago. And I'm talking, it was a concrete slab with carpet on it. So when you walk into the Wrestle Center, when me and Simon walk into the Wrestle Center and guys like us that trained in something like that, and we thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
But our trainees now and our wrestlers now walk into the Wrestle Center and are like, I could tell you Jerry Jarrett walked in the first time and he went, wow, you've really done something cool here. Because he was there when it very first started. He started it, so he was able to put the stamp of approval on it. But yeah, you're always gonna have it's never easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Definitely, man. Y'all doing a great job. I don't mind saying that publicly. You know what I'm saying? Definitely enjoy watching it every
Come
week.
see us live.
Definitely got to. Definitely, man. 'Cause, I feel like Bob man's about to jump through the TV watching guys like Mike Anthony and everything.
Let me
I know you're
say
gonna ask
something
about that too.
Let me say something here about that.
Yeah.
Man, this guy, if you don't watch for anything else, Memphis Wrestling, you gotta watch for Mike Anthony.
Oh, no doubt.
Man, I mean, Dustin, the talent, the people that you bring to the show, let me ask you this: is there something going on here? This guy seems like he has a thing in against you or something. He's grabbing you in your collar, always has something to say, smart, and tells you to shut up. And I mean, he's more aggressive toward you than anybody I know out there on the show. So what's going on with this guy, man? I mean, maybe he's not here to answer himself, but
He's the self-made savage. He's the genetic nightmare. He's the Cobra Cup winner. He almost single-handedly won the trios championships right off the jump the very first time, almost by himself. He's had a hellacious feud with Gun Show Bret Michaels. Mike Anthony is a next-level performer. He recently flew out to Hollywood and was on their television taping. Mike Anthony's going to get to that next level, and I'm proud to say that we are going to help him as much as we can get him there. And on screen, that whole thing kind of just happened naturally. It was just, it wasn't like, hey, Mike, me and you are going to do this thing. It's just something that happened because Mike watches the show, he hears what I say, and he plays off that. It's a continuous story. And also, guys, your boy stays in shape. So I'm going to come out of that at some point. I don't really want to fight Mike Anthony, but it looks like if you're looking at the story, there are opportunities if we want to have that match. It looks like there are opportunities to do it. If you guys watch the show since day one, I wrestled one time, and that was Van Vicious sticking up for my Maria. But that was just to kind of show the people that I am capable of doing that. It's not about me. Anytime you see me on screen with another person, it's to get that person over. Like Mike, Mike told me to sit down and shut up. And I looked at him and I had no other choice but to sit down and shut up. So there's definitely something there. There's some really good chemistry. Mike is a top guy, man.
He is indeed, man. And I enjoy watching it, and that's an understatement as far as the whole show.
I feel like you're going to see him in one of these big companies soon. At some point, man. So you're going to get to say, hey, I saw him here. You know what I mean? Kind of like, again, back in the day, a lot of guys used to come through, and then at the next point, you see him on an even bigger stage. So is that a goal that you want to have that to be the trend for this iteration of Memphis Wrestling?
Absolutely. So we work very, very closely but loosely. I'm not saying like we're friends with the office at AEW, but when we do request a wrestler, whether it's Archer, Cage, Janela, Evil Uno, Thunder Rosa, as soon as we reach out, it's a very quick approval process with AEW and Memphis Wrestling, which I'm very, very proud of. We're working on some much bigger things and bigger names coming in too. But that's the goal, man, is that the closer that we can work with the big boys, so to speak, And we're like, I'll tell you about our audience here in just a little bit, but as much as we can work with the nationally known and worldwide known companies, they're going to see our guys and they're going to see our girls. And when they see something that they like and they think they can make money with it, they will get them. And it's not my goal to say, Mike, I really need you. Don't go. You know what I mean? It's my goal to say, Mike, get there, because that's going to make us look great. You're going to make a great living. And that's what it's all about, is if we can get them to that level from our platform to that one, that's going to end up paying dividends for us in the end, for many years to come, especially with the Wrestle Center and our training facility.
Yeah, our guest is Dustin Starr. He is the promoter and he's the man for the Memphis Wrestling right now, as far as I'm concerned. Any wrestling going on around the area, you need to check it out, folks. Saturdays at noon?
12, yeah.
12 noon. Hey, while you're eating your lunch, sit down, take a break, turn the tube on, and watch some good old Memphis Wrestling. And Dustin Starr is the host there. And Maria. And
just to bring up real quick, is what are some of the other cities you're on as well? I know you're on outside of Memphis.
Well, we've been on the air with our Memphis wrestling product being 100% local for a little over a year now. We've been in the Wrestle Center since last May, so that's a full year. We're on CW30 in Memphis. We're on CBS in Jackson, Tennessee. Man, that has been a really good spot.
That's good. Yeah.
There's Hub Television out in the Cookeville, Knoxville area, and then of course we have Ritter Communications, Tubetown TV out in Jonesboro. And it looks like by the fall time, we should be at the CW Arkansas, which will cover all of Little Rock. So we're in Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi. I think we hit a little Alabama too. So we have a big television coverage. But then also you can watch every episode in full, absolutely free on YouTube. It's youtube.com/championship wrestling. All the matches are there. The full episodes are there. Even some of our live events. Like we did a live event at Dave & Buster's. Man, it was so cool to set up a ring at Dave & Buster's in an arcade.
That's quite a visual, no doubt.
Super. And I think in the last 28 days, we probably had about 20,000 hours watched on our YouTube channel. And so that's about 4 million impressions that we get on that's only on a 28-day period. So when you watch the show, it's just like the studio setting from back in the day where you have, 100, 120 people. But then on those cameras, when you look into those cameras, there are thousands and thousands and potentially millions watching. So, and also, guys, we are locally owned and operated. It is me and Maria with the help of the boys. Can't say enough great things about the posse, Simon and Lil Chris, Big Swole Justin Cole. I say that he is the mascot of Memphis Wrestling. He has helped so much in front of the camera, but behind the camera. And I want to keep naming names because I'll leave somebody out, but everybody has been extremely helpful in making this thing happen.
Dustin, you made a statement a few moments ago. You said you're bringing in bigger talent. Man, if it gets any bigger than what you got going on now, man, I mean, you're going to burst at the seams.
We got a big announcement that we're sitting on. We're almost ready to make it, but one of the cool things was Booker T came in a couple of months ago, and in my opinion, there's not many people, or if anybody at all, that can go toe-to-toe as far as the accolades and achievements are concerned. Multiple-time WWE Hall of Famer, 6-time world champion, million-time tag team champion. I mean, he runs a successful wrestling school, successful television show. He still makes appearances on WWE. I mean, if you're looking at the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, he's a guy slighted a lot. But when you look at the accomplishments, he sold every single seat in the Wrestle Center. Every seat. He signed every autograph. On the way to the airport, he was still signing stuff for us. So I can't say enough good things about Booker T, but there's going to be some bigger coming. Maybe not big. I don't know. I hate to say bigger than Booker T because Booker T is one of the greatest of all times, but definitely some really big stars coming. This Sunday, we've got a heck of a lineup. Yes. You can get your tickets at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. If you use the code word early, you'll save $5. General admission's only 10, so if you use the code, you get in for $5. But we've got Buff Bagwell in. What's that?
I said, whoa.
Yeah, there you go. That's half off right there.
Right. Buff Bagwell, he's coming in on Sunday. That's going to be a good time. I hear that he has something to say to Mike Anthony face to face. So I don't know what that's all about because Buff's leg's all messed up. So hopefully it's not any kind of physicality. But then also MLW's Mads Kruger. He's a 7-foot monster. He'll be there. He's going one-on-one with K Toomer, who has really come into his own on Memphis Wrestling. And then, of course, Outland. Yeah, K Toomer is just fantastic, man.
Man, you know, I have adopted him.
Sure enough.
That guy. He's the guy. I love him.
Yeah, Bob almost stands up every time that music hits. Oh, that's my boy. Right
Oh man. There's a couple of theme songs that like K Toomer's theme song. Austin Lane has been just an MVP for Memphis Wrestling. I mean, there's several theme songs, but I think my faves are in no particular order. K Toomer has a good one. Austin Lane has a good one. Mike Anthony is a jam itself too. Who else? Some good stuff. So you can see that on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, I know you love gun shows. You want to make everything. Yeah.
Welcome to the. Hey, now there's a guy who has wrestled for over 20 years. Never had the opportunity to be on Memphis Wrestling because the television show went away for about 15 years. And then I told him, I said, hey, we got something coming up. I'll be contacting you soon. And he told me he was actually ready to kind of hang up the boots. There's just not much going on. And now he's the top guy. He's the champ. So
that's got to be cool, man, to be able to, because I know as much time as you spent, you know, in the area of wrestling and, you know, maybe some felt a helplessness at some point, you know, and then this comes along. Does it feel good to be able to help those that were in your position, or even guys? These are guys that you wrestled with as well and came and helped with. How's that feel?
It feels awesome. I mean, you could see it come through on the television screen too. When I do a promo with Jimmy Blaylock and you see that banter back and forth, that's not something that was necessarily scripted. That's just me and Jimmy. We know each other so well. Derek King, when Alan Steele was cutting promos and stuff. I mean, we just have that. I know these guys so well and have known them for mostly 20 years that, and then also the new people too. I feel like that I have the comfort level with some of the new people to where I can help guide through an interview if I need to. So, I mean, the comfort level and just the quality, I feel like that we're putting out, and that's just my opinion. There might be somebody that disagrees and that's fine, but I feel like that it's only going to get better. And I think that it's already really good, in my opinion.
No question, man. And I wonder, do you plan on doing more shows outside the Wrestle Center? Because I've seen kind of more and more that y'all have been doing. I know with the Street Market, I forget exactly where that was. One of the first I remember seeing. And then Dave & Buster's, Arkansas. Are y'all going to continue to kind of expand the whole travel thing and take it on the road in the area?
Yes, but we will stay within, you know, like 2 hours or so from Memphis. That's kind of our bread and butter. You know, we have the live event that's going to be our television show this Sunday. That's May 29th. But then next Saturday, Memphis Wrestling Saturday Night, will be at the Memphis Zoo Rendezvous. It's our fundraiser of the year. It went away for 2 years because of the pandemic, and now it's back and it's huge. So it's an 80s theme. So we'll be there performing and having live entertainment at the Memphis Zoo. And man, we just did Dave & Buster's. Those two were I grew up going to the zoo, man. My family has a zoo family membership, and we go pretty regularly. So for us to be able to go and perform, and I don't remember that ever happening before where there was wrestling at the zoo. And I definitely know that there hasn't been a ring set up inside of Dave & Buster's. So you know, that's just scratching the surface. We have June 18th coming up to where we will be in Black Rock, Arkansas. Last time we were there, it was the first time we were there. We drew over 400 people. We did over 300 out in that was Trenton, Tennessee, and then we went back to Ripley and we sold every seat they had at the National Guard Army. I think it was like 450 people.
Yeah, that's a big place.
So yeah, man. I mean, the people, as long as the people are wanting to see us, we're going to keep on doing it. And this is just scratching the surface, because think about it. The pandemic took a lot of the live stuff out. It took a lot of the live stuff out to where, like, even Dave & Buster's was saying, you know, we don't want to do the event and then have half capacity or have to wear masks and stuff. We want to do it, and we want to do it big. And so finally, when that was able to happen, so there's other companies just like that to where we're just waiting. We're going to get it. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the plans that you guys will see. How much is the zoo event? I want to take my son. That is memphis.zoo.org. That's a big fundraiser. So if you go to the website, it'll have all the information for you there. I'm not exactly sure how much the ticket prices are, but I know once you get in, you do not have to pay an extra ticket to see Memphis Wrestling. We're going to be right there front center. So,
okay,
awesome.
Wow.
Shout out to Jet Man for that question. Great question, man. But again, man, I've enjoyed watching every week and seeing all the things you got going on. Now, I must wonder, the team, the Young Goats, right? And they were one of the guys that really caught my eye from the beginning. Seeing athleticism and the stark difference between the two in so many ways. You got the big and the small and athletic and all that. What do you find those dudes to be so young, but to be so good at this point?
I mean, it's tremendous. I remember wrestling Zay Washington when he was probably 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I mean, probably only like 20 at this point, if that. He might be 19 or 20, but I wrestled him in Trenton, Tennessee. It was one of those things where they were bringing me in to work, just to kind of elevate him a little bit. And man, we had a banger of a match back then. And I just thought, hey, man, when you grow up, and he's not grown up yet, brother. Yeah. He is still super young. Seriously, he's got some growing to do, like literally physically. He will grow and he will be even better than what he is. And at this young age, for him to get a television exposure and get some TV time, and not only get TV time, guys, but the Young Goats, they went to Hollywood. You know what I mean? They were on the television show in Hollywood. And I'm not just saying that because it's Hollywood. I'm saying that because it's 125 stations across the nation that they were on. That's a huge thing for a young guy that's 19, 20 years old or what. It's good for anybody. But then also they're two-time Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And they were so good that out of the entire roster, after Mike Anthony, they're who you mentioned. I was in business with Aaron Roberts' dad for many years, Big Red. And so one of my favorite things about Long Company was when I called Big Red. I didn't want to call Aaron directly. I thought it was cool because I know if my son started wrestling and a promoter called me and said, hey, and and reached out to me about booking their son. I just thought that was a really cool father-son moment to reach out to Big Red because we've always been friends and stuff like that. But yeah, Young Goats, tremendous, and they're only going to get better.
Definitely. And just real quick, this question, Jed says, what is the date of the zoo event again?
That is June the 4th. So not this Saturday, but that'll be next Saturday. And then also you have this Sunday after our television taping, we have the free watch party at Dave & Buster's, AEW Double or Nothing. It's free. It's a $60 pay-per-view. You can come watch free. And then on Sunday of next week, we're back again for WWE Hell in a Cell. So next Saturday is at the zoo. And then on Sunday is at Dave & Buster's for the watch party.
Awesome, Dustin. Now, Bob, I don't know, did you have something to answer?
No, that's basically it. I just want to let you know that, man, I want all the people to know to join in and watch Memphis Wrestling. It's a big deal to me now. I had just disappeared from watching anything that was going on in Memphis. I just turned the tube off. But man, I'm gonna tell you, it's time to turn it back on. It's Memphis Wrestling going on, and I love it. And Dustin, we really thank you for what you're doing, and it's really a big deal.
Let me ask you this, Dustin. So with the, I almost wonder how you find time to do all this stuff, man. You're with the Grizz and the Hustle, and I know that season's wrapped up, so it's giving you a little more time. But what's it been like? You're starting this company, and then you only got probably the most exciting Grizzly season ever going on. In the midst of it, and then the Hustle as well, and all that. How has that been, just that whole experience?
Very, very busy. I would have liked to have seen the Grizzlies go to the finals, but now that they're not, it has opened up some time. I am at the ballpark typically a couple of days a week at AutoZone Park with the Redbirds, but I've kind of pulled back a little bit on that because we have 18, 19 trainees at the Wrestle Center now, and I need to be there for that. But man, you talk about an exciting season. And the thing for me that really takes the cake is that those companies that I work for are extremely supportive of the Memphis Wrestling and the business that we've launched. I mean, it's not like I just can't even put into words how cool they are and just how supportive that they are because of them, the Grizzlies and the Redbirds doing those wrestling nights and us being able to help them. You know, it did seem like there was still a light on Memphis Wrestling, and it might have been bleak, but they helped keep it alive, and it was flickering. Yeah. And so then it was like, wait a second, it started. Oh, and then now we're shining bright, and now we can actually become an asset to those teams. So I would imagine that at some point you will see a Memphis Wrestling, a real Memphis Wrestling presence with those games. But man, when I'm walking around AutoZone Park, or if I'm walking around FedEx Forum and it's basketball and baseball, I promise you, like over and over again, every single time somebody's talking about Memphis Wrestling. I had a bartender the other day say, hey, man, that dude's going to whoop your butt. And I was like, what? And that was the day that Mike Anthony told me. He said, he told you to sit down and shut up. And I was like, well, Maria said he did the right thing by sitting down and shut up. But they all talk about it. And it's not just that they're talking about it. It's that they know the characters. They know Mike Anthony. They know a Precious. They know the guy with the big arms. Even if they don't know his name's Brett Michaels, they know the dude with the guns. Who is, you know, they're very specific sometimes when they're talking, and that tells me that people are watching and they're liking it, you know, to remember and ask about it. So that's super fun.
I'm glad you brought up Precious, man, because I'm like, man. And we've interviewed him a couple times in studio some years ago. But, man, I've seen him for years. Seen the gimmick and then the Martin. I was real intrigued with, I'm like, okay, they're switching. I've never seen him anything else but, my alarm goes off, and nothing but Precious. And I'm like, this dude can go. I seen him do some things that, what? I'm like, hold on now. Yeah.
We were in the ring at the Wrestle Center, and he comes and he helps train. I mean, he loves it. I've known Martin for 20 years. And the whole way that Martin came about, other than Precious, was that Precious is a limited character that not everybody's going to enjoy. So if you put Precious at FedEx Forum, they might not get it. They might think that it could come off.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is it the lingerie? Maybe they might throw him off a little bit.
It's definitely the lingerie, you know? So it's like, all right. Plus, I know what type of worker and performer Martin is.
Yeah,
and so he is a guy that I can put in the main event. He's a guy that I can put in the opening match. He's a guy that I can take to a school to talk to kids. I mean, literally, Martin is a consummate professional. And I think he's even seen something else in himself with this whole Martin character. Yeah. And when I tell him, hey, brother, this is your house. When you get in that ring, you get in Lance Archer's face. He needs to be intimidated by you. And he will, oh man, like I love the confidence that Martin has in the ring. It's just so good. So good.
Yeah, I love that. That was a couple episodes ago. And the choke slam was epic. I must say.
Yeah, I love the confidence and the way he went down there. No, but Dustin, let me ask you this. Will this go as far as the audience? Will this go to a bigger arena around the area like it used to be, or is this just something that the way things are right now? What's going on with that?
I definitely think it could go into a bigger arena. Now, not right now. Like at this point, right now. I mean, we've got to be honest with ourselves. We got to, we know our audience at this point. We kind of have a real good, idea of the pulse of Memphis Wrestling and of our audience and such. And we're still learning every day because we've only been doing it a year. But if there was ever an opportunity, Mid-South Coliseum has been mentioned a lot. Do we think that we would do a show inside Mid-South Coliseum someday? Absolutely. This is not a short-term thing. This thing can last forever. And if you look at the history of Memphis Wrestling, USWA is the only one that had longevity. Corey Macklin, love him to death, but the show lasted, 3 years? Maybe. Yeah. Power Pro Wrestling lasted even less than that. So a lot of the wrestling that came after USWA did not have legs, didn't have a lot of longevity. And regardless of what the reasons were, is those wrestling companies went away after a couple of years. I feel like I think we're in our third year, but now it's a different game. We have rent, we have insurance, we have assets. I mean, we've got to, we have a lot of responsibilities at this point. So I definitely think that this is something that can live forever and be on television forever. And eventually, just looking at the analytics, guys, the analytics don't lie. It tells you exactly who's watching, how long they're watching, when they're watching, what they look like, how old they are. It tells us everything. And that's not something that they had back in the day at USWA. And we have to believe those. So back in the, a couple years ago, I'd be like, you can't listen to YouTube. Bro, if you've got 4 million impressions on YouTube, who are you going to listen to?
Yeah. I'm telling you. Yeah.
That's all right. Well, Dustin Starr, a promoter, and hey, I don't know if we call founder of Memphis Wrestling recently. And
do it. Well, hey, Jerry Jarrett came in and he did an interview with CW30, and I didn't hear any of it until after it was over with. And it's actually on the YouTube page if you want to check it out. But some of the things that he said just makes you blush. And as the show goes on, I keep in touch with a lot of those guys. And, they give me their opinions on the hits, the misses, and all that kind of stuff. And even somebody like Jerry Jarrett has been super supportive. And coming from the guy who created it, man, it just means the world to me. And we pay homage to the history of the classic Memphis wrestling. That's why it's the Memphis Heritage Championship instead of the Southern Heavyweight Championship. It's based off of what we grew up on, but it's all brand new. So
definitely. And I like how you kept it, because I know it's funny. Of course, people know Bob's my father, and he showed me a lot of old stuff from the Lance Russell and all that on YouTube, and we watch a lot of that. I'm like, wow, that this was going on. Then in my younger time, we went to some Corey Mackler shows. Even went to one Coliseum show. I think it was the Terry Buck branding iron situation, but there was that. But I'm so glad to see this now, because I know you want to go too much into it, but I've seen some stuff, some of your podcast, Shooting Star, and I learned a lot, about the stuff that's going on. And it's amazing to see you persevere through the stuff that you got going on, man. Because I'll say this, and what me and Bob have seen in the past, it is a shame that those guys that, paved the way beforehand, we talked a lot about it. This could have been around if there was some help. But it seemed like a lot of them didn't want to do it. But I guess it just took another generation to come around and do it. And it's good to see that, man. So again, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you.
Dustin, hey man, we go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna put King Cobra over real quick. King Cobra has been just unbelievable. If there's anybody to ever look up to, he's an entrepreneur, he's an inventor. He helped pave the way. He's here now. You can see him on Sunday live at the Wrestle Center. And I'm not going to say anything else other than you do not want to miss Sunday if you're a King Cobra fan. I just can't say enough good things about Cobra. Cobra's awesome. I know that Cobra back in the day, I think one of the things that kind of spearheaded that whole thing is we got along, we respected each other, and we were talking, and he felt like that back in the day there could have been an opportunity for him to be a partner or to be in an ownership position. And I said, well, Cobra, did you want to? And he said, maybe. And so that's kind of how it started. And it was like, well, after a couple weeks, I reached out, we got back together and was like, hey, Cobra, let's do this. Why don't you do it? Let's do this. He's like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So I can't say enough good things about King Cobra. At 11 p.m. when we were building the Wrestle Center, he's sweeping the floors. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like me and him are scrubbing and sweeping floors and painting and doing whatever it is. I don't know that there's another classic Memphis legend or another legend out there that would be doing that with us. And so all the respect in the world to my guy, King Cobra, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We definitely know Boogeyman wouldn't. That's a whole other thing. But
those other guys. Those other guys wouldn't too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, and I gotta put this. Let me see if I can get this on the screen real quick. I want to see if you remember this. Let me put this up here.
The Shooting Star podcast, you guys got to check it out if you haven't. It's literally all the behind the scenes. The guy, Brian Trammell, he asked me the questions and I answer them straight up. And it's all behind the scenes stuff, politics. It's it's on YouTube. Just look up Shooting Star. It's got me too, guys.
We've heard it.
I believe it. I'm like, oh my
God.
Justin is not holding back. This is amazing. But I'm gonna show you this, man. This shooting indeed.
Yeah.
But let me show you this. See if you remember this. All right, let's pull it up here.
Oh, I'm gonna get this on video. You asked for it. No read, no referee.
Look out. Physical, man. That was so physical.
Wow. That was in the middle of our show we had on out there.
Yeah.
Told you. I give you every opportunity.
Oh,
I
man.
gave him every opportunity, man.
Wow.
I actually kind of feel bad watching this back.
Because you were not holding back at all.
No, we were fighting right there.
Yeah, man, that was
that's cross.
Serious go down, right? Man, the shoes, man, you just putting it to it
with the dress shoes on. I mean, come on.
But yeah, we wanted to show that footage, man, and you know that's something that went way back, and
there he is in the car, the getaway car.
Yeah,
leaving the
trying to make you get away there. Dustin, let me say this, and we're gonna let you go. I do remember back in the day, way back in the day, the Jackie Fargo, the Don and Al Green, the interns. I do remember Tojo Yamamoto, Jerry Jarrett, all of those big guys back in the day, man. I'm telling you, Jerry Jarrett and Tojo Yamamoto and all that. Yeah, I do remember all that. And that was, and that what causes me now to watch what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You're bringing all of the big things and the big action back to the screen and around the area.
In a quality way.
In a quality way. And man, we appreciate it. And we want to thank you for joining us today, man. Last comment.
Thank you guys for having me, man. And if anybody's just now finding out about our Memphis Wrestling, tune in tomorrow. That's Saturday at noon on CW30. And we do a live chat and a premiere on YouTube, so you can chat with us while we watch. Gun Show Brett Michaels defends the Memphis Heritage Championship against the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer, 1-on-1.
Big time. Big
all
time.
Right, Dustin, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
There he is. There he is. His camera went out.
Gun Show versus Lance Archer is a big man fight. You don't want to miss it. That's going to be tomorrow at noon. And then on Sunday, you've got to be there. ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com. Get your tickets. Buff Bagwell is going to go face-to-face with Mike Anthony. Kate Toomer is going head-to-head with Mads Kruger. It's going to be awesome. You do not want to miss it. And we do VIP from 12:30 to 1:30. We ring the bell at 1:45 sharp, and we're out of there about 4:15 before it even gets dark. So come spend May 29th with us live.
Awesome. And quick question, I see Jed answer. He said, was that Big Red Reese's son that you mentioned earlier?
It was Big Red is Red Robertson that is out in the Dyersburg area. So Big Red is a wrestler in the Dyersburg area for many, many, many years. And of course, Aaron Roberts grew up in the business. That's Big Red's son. And so I worked with Big Red, and then I had not even met Aaron Roberts. It was just basically off of word of mouth and people recommending him. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to call his dad. And I called his dad, and then he linked us up together. But it was just a respect thing that I thought it was, reaching out to Big Red because we've been friends for so long. But it wasn't Red Reese though. I don't think unless he went by that at some point.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Dustin, man, thanks
you,
for joining us today. It's been an honor, privilege to have you join us, and we're still watching, and we're going to be watching, I think, for some time. Thanks for all you do.
I'll talk to you soon. You got to do it again.
Yes, sir. Hey, let me ask you this before you go. Maybe one of these days we can get some of the guys on here and talk to them.
Absolutely. You text me who you want, and I'll reach out to them. They'd love to talk to you.
Okay, awesome. We'll get it done.
Absolutely.
Dustin, thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
All right, brother.
All right, that's Dustin Starr with Memphis Wrestling, and all the big stuff that's going on with Memphis Wrestling now, folks. You've got to tune in. Saturdays at 12 noon, and other stuff he has going on Sundays, big events, and around town as well. He mentioned that. And Josh, big time wrestlers, big time wrestling. And it is something now that you can really, really watch and enjoy. And family event. Man, I am all in with this. And hey, you need to tune in, folks.
Definitely.
You will love it.
I'm going to show a video of one guy. Let me see if I can put up here Mike Anthony real quick.
Yeah.
Of let's see, a promo he did a couple of weeks ago, so y'all can get an idea of one of these guys.
Mike Anthony is.
Yeah. Let's see. I may find one of K Tuma too. I know that's your guy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, all of those guys.
Yeah.
Man.
So
I don't know who to choose, but K Tuma, man, what a vicious character. And folks, you need to check this out and this whole entire show.
Absolutely.
And all these guys. Yeah.
Here's a quick one of Mike Anthony.
Mike Anthony. Here we go. Take a listen.
Take a look. Sitting here, and I see y'all looking at me. And you like, man, he's in jail again. Relax. I didn't commit any crime. I didn't commit any crime when I went to jail last time. What you didn't know, I thrive in this environment where most people are scared to even get a fingerprint taken. I get 8 hours or more sleep. Where people wonder if they're gonna get their suits taken or get their shoes taken. I'm sleeping peacefully. This is my happy place. I thrive where people like you are too weak-minded and physically weak to endure the hell, the grit, the grind that comes with this. That's why I'm in a league all by myself. Dustin Starr didn't make me. Memphis Wrestling didn't make me. Those fans didn't make me. I'm self-made. That's why I am the genetic nightmare, Mike Anthony. Either you know now or you will know in the future. Why I'm simply
loved by few, hated by many, but respected by all.
There you go. All
right.
right.
Love it, man.
All right, Josh, I guess you're going to continue. Or you're done with it, or we're going to take a break here, or what?
Well, if you want to take a break, I'm going to have to find another one here with my guy Tuma. See if I can find here.
Yeah,
but
go ahead and look him up, and then I guess you will say goodbye to the people after that, I guess. Now, you got to watch this one, folks. This is the guy, to me, that you want to watch. Man, vicious. And I guess it's an understatement. And as Josh get ready to bring him on, folks, you need to take a look at this. Man, what a wrestler. Well, I don't know if I can call him a wrestler, Josh, or just a vicious guy. You know, everybody that goes against him, man, they're down for the count in just a little bit. Let's take a look. You ready?
Yes, I'll get the right example here to show the full range here. So many matches I got to choose from.
Yeah.
But here it is.
Okay.
I got it coming up now.
All right, here we go. And folks, take a look at this.
As the YouTube commercials, as you know, they got to get them in. But here we go.
The following bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring from Little Rock, Arkansas, weighing in at 387 pounds, K. Toomer.
Welcome back to Memphis Wrestling. Kid Wrestling's plan didn't go quite as he liked. And I'm sure that this plan's not going to go quite that well either, because the 387-pound master of Fat Jitsu, K. Toomer, has hit the ring going one-on-one with Kid Wrestling. Can you believe all the nasty things that Evil Uno said about Memphis Wrestling?
I mean, if you've ever seen Evil Uno on AEW, you would know that he probably wasn't going to have good things to say, Dustin. I don't think this is Kid Wrestling's day.
Doesn't look like it, although he is starting hot here with some, well, never mind. There's some Fat Jitsu. Oh, what a
Spoke a little
sweep.
too soon, Dustin.
Big leg sweep there by K. Toomer. I don't like the looks of this, Maria. Big double chop.
The minute I saw him walk out of the locker room, I did not like his chances.
Especially now. Oh, my goodness. Kicks him right into the head. Chop to the back. K. Toomer might go to jail
Holy
for
cow.
assault on this one. Just ring the bell, Ray Ray. Kid Wrestling sprawled out. I don't think he's going to be able to continue. He's definitely out. Just please ring the bell. Fans, K. Toomer.
Your winner of the match by technical knockout, K. Toomer.
A monster.
A
Let's take a
TKO.
look back at the instant replay brought to you by
The word monster is right.
Memphis
Yeah.
Wrestling.
There it is. There you have it.
What a match.
And we'll be getting him on the show. We're going to probably try to get Mike Anthony and some of the other guys on as well. And maybe some of those guys that got matches coming up against each other, Josh, will get them on and have them talk to each other.
Yeah, that's something that we've done in the past.
Yeah, we'll
do it with these guys. Let's
try to get that done here very soon. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us today on Talk Sports Live. And yeah, well, I'm a guest. I shouldn't be closing your show.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But anyway, I'm closing his show.
See, as he continues to do it.
And hey, thanks for all your comments and your kind words. And thanks again to our guest, special guest, Dustin Starr, promoter of Memphis Wrestling. And tomorrow at 12 noon on
CW30.
CW30. You got to watch it, folks, and you get the full effect of it. All right, that's going to do it, Josh.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
On Let's Talk About It at 1 p.m.
You got a special guest.
And I do.
Yeah. Former
News Channel 3's meteorologist, and he's still a meteorologist, and he is my friend, and we're going to have him on tomorrow. Austin Unick will be my guest, and so you want to stick around for that tomorrow.
And also tomorrow at 4, Talkback Live with Bob and Josh. You'll see both of us on the same screen here.
Yeah. Again?
Yeah. And our special guest will be the former president of the Memphis Police Association, frequent guest of the show in the past. Been a while, got him back on, Mr. Mike Williams.
And there's some things that are going on around Memphis and some video that we've seen.
Yeah.
Some of you probably know what I'm talking about.
And also,
yeah,
some of the stuff around the country, too, with everything going on, with the shootings as well,
and all that
in
stuff.
different places, and that's involving the police.
Yeah, all that stuff.
So definitely got a lot to talk to him about coming up.
Indeed. Tomorrow at the 4 o'clock out on Talkback Live with Bob and Josh, so stick around. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. on Let's Talk About It. Our special guest, Austin Unick, and your phone calls and comments will be welcome at that time. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Right here on the Talkback Live Network. Have a good evening, everyone.
7-pound master of Fat Jitsu, K. Toomer. What's on your mind, big man?
What's on my mind? Let me ask you something, Dustin. Matter of fact, for every answer that's obviously yes, I need you to simply say, show enough. You understand?
Show enough.
Say it again.
Show enough.
Say it with your chest.
Show enough.
Now, Dustin, am I the meanest?
Show enough.
Am I the hungriest?
Show enough.
Am I the baddest motherfucker low down on this town?
Show enough.
Now, don't you forget it.
Toomer, I don't even know what that means, man.
What that means is this. If you ever see me fist fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear. Matter of fact, forget the bear. I want a rhino.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, I think K. Toomer just issued a challenge to the man-beast rhino?
Show enough.
For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
I watch y'all coming here for years, cause you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You gonna pick that phone up one day, and that girl gonna be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Cause ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
If you're scheduling a wedding, a funeral, birthday party, appreciation service, or any other special event, then you'll probably need an experienced singer. Rose Prince has been singing in church choirs since the age of 8. Rose has been in very prestigious choirs where she has been selected to sing lead and on praise and worship teams. Rose has also been enrolled in institutional voice lessons. Book a local singer with a wide vocal range and with a voice as beautiful as a rose. Call Rose Prince at 405-468-4953. That's Rose Prince at 405-468-4953 for your special events.